Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So, this is my second video for today that I'm doing to catch up on the 3 days that I'd missed because I wasn't feeling well. My voice is still gone, as you might be able to tell. I hope you can hear me okay. So, today, right now, we're doing chapter 2, verse 58. And after doing this, I'll have one more that I'll be needing to catch up on, so I can either do it today or do one, like two tomorrow instead of one. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just catching up with one more today. So, chapter 2, verse 58. Let me sing it. Bhagwan Sri Krishna continues to talk about how it is important for us to do. In here, he talks about how we should withdraw our senses from the sense objects and stay firmly fixed in consciousness. Again, I don't understand what this means. These verses, the last maybe 15-20 verses or so, until now, chapter 1 was simple. Chapter 2, the first part where he was talking about the soul and the body being different, those were simple. Even the karma kand, if you do this, if you fight, then you'll enjoy heavenly pleasures as well as earthly pleasures. Karma kand, that was easy to understand. And since he started talking about Karma Yoga, it's become a lot more complicated. So I'm not understanding this. So I will talk about what. Yeah, I'm feeling tired again. I woke up. I'm still a little bit jet lagged. I woke up at around 4:30 or something, and I shot the previous video. And I went out for some work. I did one little quick batch, and I'm feeling tired again already. I'm not fully well yet, plus just tired in general. So, okay. So he's talking about how we need to pull our senses, and Chaitanya Charan Prabhu explains it. So yeah, let me go through the verse. Let me go in order, and then I will explain what he explains in the commentary, which helped me understand a little bit, but not fully yet. Okay. Yada samharate chayam कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते chayam. When So the translation is one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within its shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. So when samharate winds up, also I am he. When he also winds up, kurmah angani eva sarvashah. Kurma is a tortoise, angani limbs, eva like. Sarvasha altogether. So I'm not seeing the word withdraw here. I'm assuming that comes from the context. He's not saying when somebody winds up withdrawing his limbs all of his limbs like a tortoise. I guess it's from the context. I don't know. So literally, when he also winds up with his limbs all together like a tortoise. Although the tortoise limbs can be outside as well as inside, but yeah, it totally makes sense that it would be inside. Withdrawing. Okay. Indriyani indriyarthebhyas. Indriyani senses, indriyarthebhya from sense objects. When he withdraws senses from the sense objects, like the tortoise, tasya prajya pratishtitha, then his prajya consciousness is fixed. Prajya, let's see here, is divine wisdom, is fixed. So Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says again, he is not talked about himself yet. So he's talking about wisdom, he's talking about intellect, buddhi. In many of the previous verses he's talked about buddhi, and many of these verses he's talking about prajna. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it properly, but that's what he's talking about, divine wisdom, prajna. And here Swami Mukhadanand's translation is one who is able to withdraw the senses from their objects just as a tortoise withdraws its limbs into its shell, is established in divine wisdom. Here is saying divine wisdom, established in divine wisdom, and the Prabhupada one is saying firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. So what he's saying, what does that mean, withdrawing senses from sense objects? It's like we just focus our energies on perfect wisdom. We focus our energies on divine consciousness. We focus our energies and efforts and everything on Krishna consciousness. And all of our senses we withdraw. So we do not try to make our senses happy. So the example that he gives is when there is a tiger that's sleeping, do we want to go and pinch it to see whether it's sleeping or if it's dead? If it's sleeping, then it'll wake up. So if we go and try to make our senses feel good, then that sleeping tiger may wake up and start roaring and devour us. So if we try to give in to our material desires or too much, if we focus on that, then we might wake up that sleeping tiger and it might devour us. But if we let it, if it's like right now it's dormant and we let it stay dormant, then it's possible that it's not going to do anything. It's just going to stay dormant until it dies, right? We can just let it lay dormant. We can let sleeping dogs lie. We can let the sleeping tiger lay dormant, lay sleeping until it dies, and or until we become stronger and stronger. But if as strong as we are, even if we're very very strong, apparently he gives an example here, even if we're very strong, we do not tempt, we do not try to tempt. And I think that's what the rules, the four regulative principles that there are: no drinking, no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex. I think these are the four ones. Those are meant to help us keep, maybe those four regulative principles are meant exactly from this verse 258. It's meant to keep our senses dormant so that we do not try um, to pinch the tiger. So maybe I do understand it a little bit better. It helped me to speak to you right now to be able to understand it. I mean, I did read the commentary earlier, but it didn't really land as deeply. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that helps to some extent anyways to understand. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll do verse 59 next time, either today or tomorrow. I wish you a very, very, very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.